Hey y'all, so I went to Beyonce concert in Atlanta the second day, Saturday, and I just want to say, I purchased my tickets during the pre-sale when it was all the frenzy when she first announced, and you had to get the email. I'm sure there's other ladies and people who did the same as I did, and I spent $1,400 for seats in the 200s just to find out that if you purchase maybe months later or even the day of, you could get a seat in the 100s or even near the floor for like 200 or $100. I mean, and I say it to say, and I'm pissed about that. It was a great experience. It was worth the money that I spent, but I mean, come on now. It was just unfair that I spent that amount of money because this was my first Beyonce concert and I didn't want to miss. But I say this to say, next time, let's not do the frenzy. Let's wait. Okay, so that they don't do the dynamic pricing, because that was some bullshit.
And this is why it's important for you to understand how markets actually function, understand how to trade. And that matters even if you're a working class 9 to 5 employed person. This woman bought the Beyonce tickets for $1,400 on the pre-sale. Then later on, that same particular seating was available at a much lower price. And she was upset because she felt like she overpaid for what she could have gotten later on at a lower price. What she paid for was the guarantee that she was going to be able to go to the concert. From a ticket standpoint, anything could have happened on her end. But what she paid for was the guarantee that she would get seating on that day for that particular concert. And she was willing to pay a premium to lock in that guarantee. Now, she didn't have to go to the concert. She could have chosen not to go to the concert. She could have tried to sell those tickets to somebody else. But what she paid for was the guarantee by her buying during the pre-sale that she would be allowed to attend a concert based on her purchasing a ticket at that moment in time. And she was willing to pay a premium for that guarantee. Later on, more tickets opened up. So what it did was it decreased the value of her current ticket. Therefore, if she tried to go back into the market and sell them, she would have to sell them at what that current price was for that ticket at that time. That's how markets actually function. When she purchased the tickets from the ticket vendor, if they don't communicate to her that they will not allow further seats to be available, they're under no obligation to keep that particular event limited to just the tickets they sold during the pre-sale. And that's what you have to understand. Just because you buy something early does not mean that it won't be available later on at a cheaper price, but here's also the risk. Now, here's what could have happened if she would not have bought early. She could have said, hey, I'm going to wait and I'm going to see how the situation unfolds. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a ticket at a later date. And what could have happened is that she could have come around later, and let's say maybe the day of the concert, looking for a ticket, and maybe the only tickets that would have been available may have been tickets in the nosebleed seats for $2,500. And the reason is that is because that's what currently the market is willing to pay for tickets for that event because it may have been limited. There's a risk in any scenario. There's a risk of buying early. There's a risk of buying late. There's a risk of buying when everybody else buys. You have to be able to manage those risks appropriately based on what do you think the value of attending this particular event is. If you have a large amount of emotional, sentimental value, you may be fine with paying the $1,400. And this is another reason why understanding markets are important, because you understand how to navigate situations properly. And you also can understand that people are willing to pay for what they want. She paid $1,400 for Beyonce tickets because that's what she wanted at that particular time. So she found a way to pay for it. Hope you got some value from it. Talk to you later.